want to talk about the Lakers' new coach.
Yeah. J.J. Redick.
J.J. Redick.
Yeah.
So they replaced Darvin Ham, who had a winning percentage.
Yeah.
Who replaced Frank Vogel, who had a winning percentage. J.J. Redick, is he the right man for the job?
Only time will tell. You know, I'm a little not disappointed, but just a little. I'm trying to figure out what the hell is going on. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Because you got Frank Vogel. He takes us. We win a championship.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to put an asterisk on it and all this stuff.
Because it was the COVID year, bubble year.
You still win a championship, right?
Yeah.
The next year he's going. Darvin Ham, who friend of mine, a great guy. I thought he did a hell of a job as a coach. First year, winning percentage. First year they in the Western Conference Finals, which nobody thought was going to happen.
Yeah.
The next year, they lose in the first round to the defending champions, the Denver Nuggets. And 3 of those games that they lost, they could have easily won.
Took it down to the wire.
Right? Could have very easily won. And then, boom, they make this change, right? And then they bring in JJ, who has no coaching experience whatsoever, coming from the broadcast booth or whatever we want to call it, So I'm not sure, what's going to happen. But the one thing I do like about what JJ did, he brought in Nate McMillan.
Yes.
Who's a hell of a coach. Scott Brooks, who's won a championship.
Yes.
So he brought some guys around him that I think can really help him as a first-year head coach, because he's gonna go through his ups and downs as a first-year head coach, But the main thing when you take over a head coaching position in the NBA is you got to have the respect of the players. And if they don't respect you, or they find out early that you don't know what you're doing, then all hell's gonna break loose. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah.
Me personally, I'm hoping that he does well, because I think he has a very good basketball pedigree. I think he knows the game. And I think he can develop relationships with all these guys. I think he already has a relationship with LeBron, which is important, but he has to develop one with AD as well, and the rest of the guys as well. And then he has to be a type of no-nonsense type guy. He has to make sure the guys understand that he is the head coach, and that probably might be the toughest part of his job. But again, he has some good guys behind him that I know, like LeBron. I know how he's a basketball historian. He knows, so he knows how good a coach Nate McMillan is. He knows Scott Brooks has won a championship. He's been on the coaching staff before. So he surrounded himself with some really good people. So I'm very optimistic that he's going to do a really good job. But the Lakers in general didn't make a whole lot of big changes this summer. So I don't see them going to that top of the Western Conference, that top 4 where you got your OKC.
Denver.
You got Denver. You got Minnesota.
Yeah.
You got some damn good basketball teams up there that's going to make it extremely difficult, for the Lakers to, Dallas. That 4 right there is the top 4 in the Western Conference right now. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see how it goes.
So I watched the press conference with J.J. Redick, the general manager, and they mentioned, they brought him on player development, and in my head I'm like, well, developing who? I mean, you got LeBron, you got AD. If you look at their starting 5, those are vets.
Yeah.
And that's why they went to the Western Conference Final, literally just a year and a half, 2 years removed from there. They went to the in-season tournament literally a year ago. We'll talk about that here in a second. Yeah. But, it didn't make sense to me. It just didn't make sense to me.
Me neither. Yeah, I'm being honest. It didn't make sense to me either. I mean, when you say you're bringing him in because of player development, but he's never been a coach.
Yeah.
So how can you say he's really good at developing players? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That don't make sense. So give me a better explanation than that. Just say I would rather you say that, Darvin lost the locker room, guys didn't respect him no more or something like that, and we brought in a guy that we feel these guys are going to respect. Okay, I can go with that one. But don't tell me you bringing him in because he's great at player development, because he hasn't coached. Now you could say Nate McMillan, his assistant, who has a proven record. Yeah, okay, I buy that. But again, it goes back to Rob, who's making, I guess, the decisions. I'm not 100% sure, But it go back to him just saying, we wanted to bring in some fresh blood. But we see this everywhere right now in the NBA where coaches are given such a short leash. They're given 2 years, 3 years max sometimes, instead of saying, listen, this is the third coach they've had in 5 years. So you're not going to have continuity if you keep making all these changes. Give the guy some time. So hopefully, they're going to give JJ some time to develop into the type of coach that they feel he can be.
Now, I wish him total luck. I mean,
Absolutely.
I believe purple and gold. So, I wish him nothing but the best.
Absolutely.
And, I have all the confidence in the world in Rob and selecting this player. And like you, I think he's going to do okay, especially with what they surrounded him with.
Yeah, I agree.
Last question about this coaching. Why didn't Dan Hurley take this job from UConn?
I think a couple of reasons. Number one, because it's in LA, that's a huge market. They expect to win right now. And
he's a winner.
Yeah, but that's a lot of pressure to put on a coach. You know what I'm saying? That's number one. Number two, I think he didn't take it because he said, you know what? This is a nice cushy job I got here at UConn. We just won 2 national titles. I will forego the $3 or $4 million difference, a year, and I'll stay here where I don't have no pressure on me whatsoever. I just brought them 2 titles. You know what I'm saying? So if they don't make if they go to the NCAA tournament in the next 4 years and don't win, he's cool. He done won 2. You know what I'm saying? So I think he looked at it like, you know what? Do I really want all that smoke, or do I want to stay here and see if I can continue to win championships here in UConn instead of going there? So I think I almost want to say I think he made the right choice because you know what? Coaching in LA ain't for everybody. This is a hot seat when you come here.
Yeah.
Because they expect to win, and they've shown it over the changes in coaches. They expect to win right now, not 4 or 5 years from now. They expect to win right now.
Yeah, but you can sure set yourself up as being one of the greatest of all time.
That's true.
You can take yourself from UConn and winning, and you win here in the next year or two. You set yourself up as one of the greatest ever.
I agree, but you also got to look at it the other way, as he probably looked at it and said, you know what? There's been a handful of coaches who have jumped from the college ranks to the pros ranks, and not a whole lot of them have been successful.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and his style of coaching, which is yelling and screaming.
He's wild, man.
Yeah, in the NBA, that don't work too well for a long time.
Yeah.
So I think, like I said, I think with his style of play, the way he plays the game, or he has his players play the game, but the way he coaches, I think he probably looked at it and said, yeah, it'd be real hard for me to be yelling at AD and LeBron and all those guys for 82 games, because sooner or later, those guys are going to look at you and say, man, I'm tired of your ass.
Yeah.
We can't have all this yelling, and then he can't be himself.
Yeah.
So I think the fact that he probably looked at the fact that a lot of coaches from the college ranks have gone on to the NBA, but none of them have been very successful. I think it had a lot to do with his decision.
Thank you for watching Byron Scott's Fast Break. If you like what you saw, here's some more videos. And while you're at it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.